Hello there, Reject Nation. Greg and John here today to watch Ed and Lorraine Warren prove that a real-life murder was actually the result of demonic possession. With The Conjuring, the devil made me do it. I like these movies quite a bit. I've enjoyed most of this franchise, I gotta say. For a horror franchise, you know, it's pretty consistent in its quality expected.
Delivers some chills there.
Hit that like button if you end up enjoying our video, or just do it because I'm asking. It helps the video perform better. Also, subscribe, click that notification bell to get notified if another video comes up that you end up liking, the title piques your interest. Yep, we'll be lucky if we get this monetized. Odds are it won't be. So a huge thank you to all who have shown their support over to us over at our Patreon page. This is reaction highlights, can only show us a little bit of footage of the movie itself. Full-length reaction watch-alongs where we sync it with the time code for The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That's a mouthful of a title over at our Patreon page, so go check us out over there. We also got reactions. We're at the same tier. Get the option for reaction highlights and watch-along included for a wide variety of TV shows. These thumbnails are just a few. Lastly, thank you to Pratham Jindal for editing these highlights for us. This intro's under a minute and a half. Don't complain at me!
You should try and get some sleep.
Oh, I'll take him, Mr. Glassman. Huh?
Does the devil get sleep?
No time for sleep.
Come on, buddy.
Got souls to eat.
Things will move quickly now that the exorcism's been approved. Father Gordon's already on his way.
Father Gordon.
Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you are scared, but you hang in there. It's gonna be all right.
That's the theme of the movie.
That's the theme stated.
Bro.
Checking off those bullet points.
Man. I know. The Exorcist is a good movie, huh?
It is a pretty good movie, The Exorcist.
Like how there's like this diagonal shape to where the entrance of the door is in the pathway.
Yeah, it's like you come in the corner.
Yeah. It took a second to catch that. Yeah, that's clever. It just wants to take a shower.
Oh no! Oh!
Young Beverly.
What's going on?
Even Ed's like, I don't want to go in there.
You go first, man.
Oh, no!
Ow! Whoa.
Not if this actually happened in real life, but
Nope.
cool.
Is that a child or a small woman? Okay.
Put on the full armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, against the powers of the darkness of this world, against wickedness.
Oh, golly.
Lorraine, what's wrong?
I'm fine.
Lorraine!
Oh.
Ouch. Oh, cool. What a great shot.
Where's your first aid kit?
Kitchen, it's in the kitchen!
Bingo, Cardale!
Oh. Oh. Oh my God!
Whoa!
Oh.
Take me.
Take me!
Oh.
They just remade The Exorcist in 10 minutes.
That's efficient.
Man. More of an entertaining pop flavor to this one, huh?
Yeah, it's like an action horror movie. Yeah.
We back.
I missed that title card.
It's not Arnie's fault. The devil made him do it. There's
Yeah.
a clear scene.
Duh. You got it on tape.
I sympathize for that murderer.
All the evidence we need.
We're going to transfer him to the coronary unit.
So it was a heart attack.
Yes. And not a minor one, I'm afraid.
Can we see?
A heart attack of biblical proportions.
So is he gonna be all right?
Oh, that's strange. You must have been trying very hard.
No.
You better get one in before you go to jail, man.
Before you commit murder.
I just started this job. I can't just up and walk out now. And besides, Bruno doesn't know the first thing.
Arnie had such high hopes, man.
Yeah, dude. Now what's he gonna
Went
do?
off and did terrible things.
Let me think about it. Okay?
Well, think about it.
Think about it.
She looks like a cousin to Brie Larson or something.
Yeah, I can see that. Everything's
Songs
gonna
remind us of the era
Yeah.
that you guys can't hear in the highlights.
You can imagine. You fill it in with your mind.
It's the devil.
Dude. Always making mischief. Some fun cuts in this movie.
I know. There's a punch. There's a pop.
Michael Schaaf's really making up for the curse of La Llorona.
Can you bring out the tray with the meat on it?
Oh, yes. I'm starving. You starving, bud?
Yep.
Okay. I'll go get the meat.
Oh.
Where'd you do that? Oh, the devil is so annoying. Clean that up.
The devil just drives people so insane that they kill of their own volition. Anything to stop this bullshit.
These are the thoughts that run through my head when we're at a theater.
Yep. Dude.
Red devil.
The
Press a
devil.
rep, put your eye in there. Closer. Be smart, get closer. Oh, it's nothing.
Ah. Oh, yeah.
Man. This director would have a great career on YouTube.
Next step, man. Viral videos.
This Crypt TV short films would be so good.
Oh.
In high school, wasn't it?
We were 17. I went out with my girlfriends, and he was an usher at the movie theater.
Zach Morris.
Afterwards, we went out for ice cream,
Mac Morris, I guess.
and we stood under the gazebo until it stopped. That was 30 years ago.
And then we summoned a spiritual entity.
That's when we knew we were compatible. He pulled out his Ouija board.
So only Ed knows that the demon went into him.
That's the sense I get, yeah. He's the only one who saw that. And I guess he's chosen to see past that. I can't tell, I guess, if Arnie remembers this or not.
John, there's
the ghost, the ghost.
I know, you just love talking.
I do. Oh.
What the hell?
Lorraine, you have to call the Gladsels. We have to warn them. It's got the
No,
kid.
it's fine. It's over. David is safe. The demon is gone.
Arnie. It's got Arnie.
Yeah. Damn it, he just made the speaker louder.
Doesn't he know someone could be calling?
He's not gonna kill the dogs, is he?
In a satanic possession movie, I wouldn't put it past him.
He's gonna kill that guy, right? I'm kind of hoping he dies.
Or is he gonna kill them both?
Oh no.
This is Officer Thomas.
My name is Lorraine Warren. I know how this is going to sound, but there's going to be a tragedy.
Debbie!
What the fuck's happening?
What?
Arnie, help me!
Oh!
What in the world just happened?
Oh.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
But we know what happened.
You just stay right there, okay?
The demon's gone. What can you do now?
Who's your lawyer?
This is a court of law. The standards of evidence are completely different.
The court accepts the existence of God every time a witness swears to tell the truth. I think it's about time they accept the existence of the devil.
You go. You go, Ed Warren. Devil's real. Legitimize that shiz.
You come over to our house for dinner. We'll show you the evidence we've collected over the years. Introduce you to Annabelle. If you're not convinced, we'll butt out.
Annabelle.
Your Honor, my client pleads not guilty by reason of demonic possession.
The hell you say, lady?
Talking about demon juju around here. I don't need any of that Satan mumbo jumbo in my courthouse.
We won't let him down.
The stakes just got higher.
Whoever location scouts these deserves more credit.
Cool, you can watch TV there.
I've always wanted to rip a sheet off of something like that.
I have never felt a waterbed before.
Well, after this, you won't want to. Ugh.
Oh, weird.
That's not water damage.
This wood is possessed.
It's devil poop. So what is possessed?
Will you let me handle this? I'm gonna ruin your dress if you go in there.
So much more Ed and Lorraine Warren in this one, huh? Right from the beginning.
Yeah. Not even like waiting to have him called in.
Yeah.
But I have it on good authority they are the heart and soul of this franchise.
Lorraine! You all right?
I'm fine, Ed. It's just a rat.
That's 2 rat scares.
There's gonna be a third.
Be a rat army by the end.
A rat king.
What are so many rats? Maybe that lady's a rat lady. What is it?
I don't know. It looks like jawbones or something like stitched together.
Looks like the Mandalorian sigil.
Yeah.
Didn't hear the car drive in.
Who's this guy?
Care for an omelette.
He's a character actor I know we've seen in a bunch of stuff.
What does this tell you about the person who made it?
That they are a Satanist.
And he's got his own little funhouse collection too.
Yep. He's got his own cursed doll.
His baby was born 6 weeks early. With its heart outside of its body.
Oh, grossy.
His boy is headed to the death chamber. Is saving him worth everything you have? Because that's what it may very well cost.
No. We're driving off.
New case. There are more cases, right?
Let's just sell our stories to a movie studio.
We've done enough. Oh, nice. So below.
Oh, it's that lady's a master Satanist. She's the villain.
I know who you are.
It's like a trailer cover.
Oh.
What is that demon?
I don't know.
This looks like a dude.
Just looks like, yeah, like just like a feral person.
Creepy woman.
Look what the Perrin family sent.
Oh, that was sweet of them.
Perrin? Wasn't that the name of them in the first one?
Katie's body was found near here, stabbed 22 times. We still haven't found Jessica.
22 times? There's a pattern.
Yeah.
We've been combing through these forests for over 3 months now, Mrs. Warren.
I can see things that your people can't.
What do you mean, your people?
It becomes a whole different kind.
Nice. Case closed.
You're
Let's
the
go
real
home,
deal.
gentlemen.
Satan's real. Satan's real, everyone.
That's why he likes singing Elvis songs, Ed.
Yeah. Because he gets possessed by Elvis.
I'm fine. I'm tired, you know.
But incredibly pale.
You're keeping something from me.
Talk to me about it in front of my brother.
Who's been through enough?
Afraid she won't be able to do it?
No. I'm afraid that she will.
Dude, this detective is like going all out with his try to prove skepticism. Huh? Yeah? Huh? Huh? Yeah? Can't she? Can't not? No? Huh? Yeah, let's go to the woods now. Yeah? Huh? Huh?
Now find where I found that body. That's cool. Whoa.
All right, that's enough.
Ah, shit. She's trapped.
Ooh.
I remember the demon hand thing grabbing her in the trailer.
Nope. They
Remember that.
CG'd it out.
Oh, must be such a pain in the ass to find a body in the water.
Ugh. One of those big old pool things.
Just glad we could help.
Let me know where you're staying. And I'll get that case filed to you in the morning.
Yeah.
Side quest complete.
It's a good thing you hop into the mind of a possessed girl. Gnarly.
Yeah.
It's like an Ed and Lorraine Warren on the road adventure.
Yes, exactly.
Never checking up on their daughter, who had their own movie.
She'll be fine. She can handle herself. We saw it. Oh.
What?
Is he literally suggesting that he kill himself as a means of defense? Oh.
This demon.
You are so bleak.
I got a lot of dark thoughts, you guys.
If it's Jessica, if it's really her, then that connection could still be open.
There's got to be another way.
What are you talking about, man? You're connected to the killer.
This is your in.
This is your in.
This is what you guys do.
There's got to be another way to find the killer.
Yeah.
Be connected. Well, yeah, not the killer. The
demon.
Possessor.
The entity.
Does he know what he's doing? These two are so good at these roles.
Yeah.
They're just so damn good.
They really are.
Yeah.
They bring these two living people to life.
Yeah, there's such a sincerity in their performances. Was it the body from the river?
Yeah, that's what they're looking for.
Must have missed that line with my own thought. Gross. Ew, what a gross thing to do.
No, there's nothing.
But I jumped scared.
Lorraine, what is it?
The connection.
The connection is here?
Yeah, I guess the connection between the two cases.
Hmm. Ed and Lorraine have an arch nemesis now.
Oh God. End this Black Sabbath. By the blood of Calvary, I command it!
Ooh.
Oh, that thing.
Lorraine.
Oh no, it's a different thing. How's this happening?
I don't know.
Lorraine.
Ooh. Cool.
Oh. Wow.
It just got personal.
Take a look at the.
What condition does he have?
I'm not sure.
Stress? No, are you in the connection?
Of unclean spirits, fear and flee!
Ooh.
Oh, that was a good reveal.
Yeah.
And it was her.
Tell her what you're looking for.
Yeah, one of the flower arrangements.
Huh?
I was gonna say one of the flower arrangements. There's a bunch of flowers.
got one.
Oh boy.
This poor Arnie. This is really not his fault.
Guess not.
Let's hope she doesn't try anything before then.
Did they ever convict the Satanist lady?
Yes, this is all true.
Damn, so much I didn't know about our real life history.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, the government just confirmed aliens. So.
I feel so sorry for this guy. Justice for Arnie.
Never forget. Hashtag it.
Yeah, but not a lot of train tracks. Remember Lorraine's vision? She said she heard a train.
Damn, you know the train lines.
Dude, you're so much more than a cameraman. I'm glad your character got an upgrade.
He knows. He knows the train schedule.
Because he rides the train to all of these cases.
Tried calling, but we couldn't reach you. We were hoping you'd help us translate a passage from this book.
Oh no, he's a Satanist?
I hope not, but maybe. You never know.
Oh, man. Freaking not Danny Masterson, not Max von Sydow.
Sorry.
Not Masterson. Who's the guy? Who's the X-Men Origins Wolverine bad guy? Masterson's that 70s. Houston. Masterson's that 70s guy. You forgot your meds! Ed.
Oh. I want you to be right. I wanted to like this priest, not priest.
No, this thing stuff looks cool, man. Looks more powerful than what they got going. Look at my lamp.
It's new.
In many years. So I raised her here, in secret. It was just the two of us.
His daughter is the witch.
We must be careful how our obsessions are passed to our children.
The Warren girl's gonna be the villain of the next one.
Hey man, you raise your kid near a basement full of like occult objects. It's bound to happen.
It's just the wiring. You know,
You're the stupidest priest in this whole franchise.
Kinda, yeah. It's hard to argue.
So you just let Arnie's girl just chill at this freaking prison.
Yeah, man. With the dangerous, murder convicts and stuff, yeah. In the dead of night.
She's here.
Maybe you should have some light switches on in this creepy freaking basement.
Yeah.
It goes lower?
The sub-basement.
Sorry, guys, this is a little much.
Dad, the ritual. Get in my way.
For a conjuring. I mean, specifically the conjuring. It's a little much.
Whoa!
Snap diggity.
Aww. Dude, she can project clones of herself. She's
got mega powers, this girl, man.
Satan vision.
This one rated R?
Maybe. I can't tell.
Or the Conjurings are R-rated. Insidious or PG-13.
Yes, that sounds right.
No, Satan.
Not today. No, it's your movie.
Oh, she's like Christ. destroying the sacrilegious altar.
Yeah.
Wait, is this through a connection or is she actually there?
Yes, both.
So Daddy's little tunnel entrance just took her right there?
Yeah, it's pretty close, actually. There's tunnels all over this land, but she's actually not traveled too far. Yeah, muscle car.
Lorraine! Lorraine!
Wish there was like a cool car chase in this.
Ed has this character arc
Oh.
of overcoming his heart attacks.
That's right, man. Whoa.
Whoa, what? Whoa, neat.
Neato.
That's a cool shot. Oh, that's a really cool. Oh, that's awesome. Whoa.
That's cool. Whoa. Ah.
Huh, Arnie? No, it's her. Okay.
Open your eyes.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Oh, see it through her perspective.
Open up.
Can always count on a nearby rock.
Yeah, absolutely. MVPs. Movies, nearby rocks.
I'm steel.
This is new. Yeah, his new weapon from now on in all these movies. He's gonna have a mallet. Oh no.
Well, there's like a super different shot of the trailer.
Yeah.
She like morphs. That's not even in this movie.
Eh.
We'll figure out how to be scary in post.
I mean, in the trailer cut, if you pause it, it really does look like, oh, you just laid a quick After Effects mask over that. Ow!
Oh no, he's doing the body contortions.
Oh, it's, you know it's getting bad. Oh! Whew. This really
He gets
reminds
to do
me.
his, here's Johnny again.
Yeah, he gets to do Insidious 2 all over again.
Ed and Lorraine have found their Moriarty, huh? Hello.
Ooh. Ooh.
As we forgive those who trespass, and lead us not into temptation.
No, yeah. Oh, hey, maybe you can trick him into destroying the altar.
Our strength. Now open your eyes.
I see, said the blind man. Picked up his hammer and effed some stuff up.
This is Sparta.
Yeah. Nice. Nice, Eduardo.
Oh my god!
3 years later, Artie was executed.
And meanwhile, this priest is over here being like, I did it! I cast out the devil!
It's Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters too. You did it, Ed. Where's the creepy lady? You've defeated me this time, Sherlock Holmes.
Disappear in a puff of smoke.
Your curse is broken. What promised the demon a soul?
Oh! Wow. He's like, oh, gross.
Whoa. Wow.
The contorted one. Damn.
God. What was the auditions like for these?
It's been that same guy who they get for all those horror movies.
Yeah, Javier Botet, or whatever his name is. Doug Jones is busy. Get in here. We need your double joints. Can you play a small child too?
I forgot my pills.
She carried a pill with her. Yeah.
Aww. You know, she was in the background of that one scene, so she's fine.
Where are the cops there?
To arrest the demon.
But the cops get none in the background.
Oh no, Valak is back.
The cops get notified.
I have no idea. I was like, who called the cops? That priest had a lot of security on his property. Oh, Annabelle. Those toy soldiers get a spin-off.
What happened to Artie? Just let him go, right?
Yeah, man, he's fine. He's innocent.
Clearly all the people at the hospital can attest he was floating in the air.
All the windows exploded. Tongues were spoken. Contortions were made.
So it was her body?
Yep.
Sorry.
It's slightly better than murder. Aw, not bad.
Alright, here you go.
Aw, happy ending.
To this day, Artie has not murdered anyone else.
He hasn't been possessed once.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you can't hear the music. We're not dealing with that crap.
It's the same gazebo. I had it moved.
Aww. Let's have another baby.
Yes.
Bring another child into this world.
To never watch or spend time with. You guys. You crazy Warrens.
Warrens!
Woof woof.
Way to go, Michael Chavez. That's great.
Go back now. Listen to the tapes, as well as being there and hearing him do it. He would constantly challenge what was in that boy.
In the name of Jesus, Jesus repels you. Leave this child alone. It's on your forehead. Hold him on the ground, David. Mom's here.
Oh, it was a real woman?
Yeah.
Get out of it. Get out of my son. Get out of my son.
Or did these photos just look real?
I think they're mixing together stills from the movie with actual pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, for a second they got me too. I was like, really? How?
Oil.
No, why would she be in prison? She dies in strip.
Oh, wow. This kid, all the Hill House kids, man, are all typecast now.
There's a creepy audio.
Yeah.
Sure, we can hear the longer one on YouTube.
Yeah, you can hear the uncut. Well, I'm sure there are tons of those. Yeah. And then the only trouble was figuring out which of them are real and which of them are just people messing around with cool audio equipment.
Wow, poor Arnie.
Yeah. Rory O'Connor is definitely how that's pronounced.
I just laughed at first because it's like the man's convicted of manslaughter in real life, and this movie takes his side.
Yeah, this movie goes headlong into no.
A bit of a line here, you know.
like you don't understand. Demons, okay, demons.
Dude, no, we shouldn't at all feel like no question about it.
Yeah.
It's like doing it, freaking like focusing on the people who murdered like Sharon Tate and then being like it's demon possession.
Oh yeah, like that one movie they made a couple years ago.
That was like Sharon Tate being haunted.
Yeah,
that's different. I'm talking about like if it's about the murderers.
Yeah,
you know?
And each of them was possessed.
They're possessed. And then the movie just takes a complete approach to being like, see?
Yeah. Bet you feel like an idiot now.
Yeah. You feel bad for him being convicted, don't you now?
Yeah. He got convicted of accidental murder. One and two, I mean, you know, how many times did we enter the courthouse in this movie? Like 2?
And it's also funny. It's funny because out of any of the the movies called The Conjuring, I'm not talking about the spin-offs and that wacky shit. The Conjuring. This really... It's like the other ones were like, okay, based on true story and whatever cases, but this was so public, and then there's like these public ass settings, like when Arnie is possessed in the hospital room prison scene. Prison. I'm just like, this is so ridiculous to try to like hammer in this is true at your book at your
From
end.
The real
It's
case
just like,
files.
no, that didn't happen.
The zombie
I
guy?
don't even need to look it up. And then it's like, if that happened, you'd have all those people.
Life would be different.
All those people at the prison being like, we were there in the other room. We saw it, man.
Yeah,
he
you
was
would have-
floating in the air.
You would probably have literally one of those cinema moments where like every hardened criminal is like, no, we saw that. That's real. That's messed up. We've murdered people on purpose, and that wasn't the same.
The people on the show, the people on the other side were when that was happening.
Yeah.
Like like when the lady said, "Are you gonna clean that?"
Yeah.
There are people there. It's just so like why even try? Why even try to bring in the like Hoden? It becomes a distracting element then.
Yeah.
Or it's like the other ones are like they're in a home, you know. It's like maybe, but
they're in a home, and yeah, it's like, you know, it can be contained to the family who's experiencing it, so you get that like very permeating sense of subjectivity.
Yeah, it's just like now you're just pulling me out when you try to tell me this is true.
Yeah,
like Liz really trying to throw it in. Like no, it's not. I don't know. Wow, that one went a little more ridiculous than I expected it to.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here going like, okay, this whole thing with this woman with the altar and everything, is that completely
is that real at all?
contrived for this movie?
Like you're supposed to go. You should be like, guys, this is the third Conjuring movie, and a movie that's already had multiple spin-offs. You know, like, this isn't true. But the movie's trying to tell me this, like, the movie is going out of its way in the beginning and end to be, like, true.
Yeah.
Based on a true event and story. This guy was convicted in spite of clear demon possession. That it makes you, now that, out of any of the Conjuring standalone movies, this is the one that's maybe, like, the most questionable and aware of how distracting the based on true thing is. You know? So yeah, because they totally take a side too, so that's why.
Yeah,
Or it's like Exorcism of Emily Rose, like a cite one example, like
They let you wonder a bit.
They present both arguments. Anyway, that was fun.
That was fun.
It's fun.
It was fun.
All right, drag these mics over here.
The devil made me review it.
Oh, very good.
That's all I'm gonna contribute. I'm done.
All right, look. So we just watched it, obviously. I guess I have a hard time separating myself from the fact of how this. I mean, it is based on a true story that did it is based on a public case, right?
Yeah.
Something that was in the media and stuff. And I have a hard time completely separating myself from it, which I know that's something that a lot of people will be like, you got it by this point. Like, you have to. It's just a little more challenging when I feel like the movie itself is trying to have its cake and eat it too, because it's like you're trying to tell me that like this is based on a true thing and you're doing the most ridiculous, non-believable things in the world to support this, and that doesn't really work for me, and that's a big part. It's like I enjoy. I think, obviously, I think Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are phenomenal actors, and they're so good in here. Like, I just love watching them.
Yeah,
so their scenes together are just, every scene with them together is great or elevated.
Yeah, and it's like you said, like they are so sincere that you can't help but be endeared to them and their relationship, and for better or worse, it is the glue that holds a lot of these movies together, although I do, or at least the ones that they are featured heavily in, but I do think that it does something to this to change their presence to being sort of the central presence of the movie, instead of being a very prominent, but I feel like in the previous Conjuring movies you spent a lot of your time with and in the shoes of the victims of the haunting, the possession, etc., and then you had Ed and Lorraine as this comforting presence to them, but also us, the audience. And now at this time, it's not like a bad idea to do it, but I feel like it does change things to make it so that we are so heavily locked into their perspective throughout the movie.
Well, it's they're the characters who are the ones who are supposed to arguably be having the arcs and all that stuff, and even though they're great, they don't have an emotional arc or something to go on.
Not
right?
really. No,
there's just another case they're solving.
Yeah, they maintain their love, but that's part of the thing is Ed and Lorraine Warren, they come in and they assist these people, and the people have the arcs because they're dealing with something they don't know anything about.
And it's also scarier because Ed and Lorraine are going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're going to be fine, and not just because even if they weren't real people, the stars of the franchise. But knowing they're real people also goes against that so much to make you be scared for them. Especially in like that finale moment, I'm like, well, it's going to be fine. Like, I just know it's going to be fine. I honestly don't even know the real case. I don't know anything about the real case.
Yeah,
I know nothing about it. But I'm sure if I did a couple of Google searches, I'd be like, well, of course, only that happened. But most of this other stuff, no, not documented. But yeah, it does take out this element of fear when you do know that they're going to be fine. And it's hard to make me care about a guy where I'm aware that in real life, this dude was convicted of, well, not murder, but for murdering a man. Like in real life, I'm aware of that, and I'm so aware of what the movie's trying to get me to do that it's hard for me to just buy into solely the narrative of the movie and completely detach myself from the real life. It's like this movie relies on you as an audience member believing in demon possessions and all that. Like, what if you don't? Then it's going to be like, what a messed up movie,
Well, and that's the thing is every Conjuring that comes out, there is a certain amount of people out there who are vocal about, hey, Ed and Lorraine Warren, they don't have an entirely agreeable public persona, and there's some people out there who think that they are frauds and hacks and people who prey on other people, and so I feel like it for blockbuster purposes, it's fine. But if you are going to hang your hat on that true life element, it does seem like you can't go just full on fantasy, because then it does kind of seem like you're just glorifying a fantasy rather than confronting. I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be some kind of an asset to the franchise to at least acknowledge, that, I guess, in, that skepticism from a certain group of people out there. When adapting these stories about these real life people, at least, who, dealt with, hard to explain scenarios.
Well, it's a completely different asking of your audience, whether you're a believer or not. It's a completely different task to ask that of your audience when you're dealing with like children in trouble in a home, not a criminal, not a man who was convicted of murdering someone. It's a completely different discussion at that point, because they do, even in the real life interview during the credits, when they say, how does this go to all cases, when suddenly you're saying like the devil made me do it? When you say something
everyone
like that,
could just jump in and say that.
That's a great question. I wish the movie explored this thing.
Yeah, and I don't want to be that guy necessarily. However, judging off the trailer, we got this impression, like they used all of the courtroom footage in the trailer that's actually in the movie, because, we were sitting there going like, oh, maybe there's going to be sort of an Exorcism of Emily Rose slant on this, or some kind of probing at the legal aspect and seeing what the court makes of this, and there's none of that in the movie, and I feel like that is also kind of a missed opportunity to, if not legitimize, at least explore the other side, because it really does. Like when the lawyer who needed convincing looks over them, and she's like, there's that long stare of like, you gotta prove to everyone that the demon possession is real. I feel like they take off into fantasy to a degree that, does kind of tramp on the toes of the whole true story aspect.
Well, I think so then you have to do the thing. There's people who are going to go, well, you guys are getting too caught up in the whole I'm like, it's not my fault. The movie's doing it. The movie's telling you to believe it.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, I'll play ball. Let's take that out of the equation. Let's just go, all right, I've accepted the fact that this movie is just so fiction, and I'm just going to take the story for what it is. It's like when people get mad at, like, it's like how people got mad at Cruella for, like, this doesn't really lead into the 101 Dalmatians character that I know, and it's doing its own thing. Like, no, like that purity argument when you change an adaptation. All right, so let's just, I'll remove myself from that and just go with what the movie is itself. The movie itself, I thought, the first few minutes, I was like, oh, this is going to be a very different movie. It was so out there and so wild and so, like, visceral and freaking, like, horror movie.
With those kid contortions and stuff.
Yeah, it was so big right away.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones are not that grandiose immediately, and then you're getting like vision, like they're doing your whole setup right there in the beginning. And I believe, I don't remember what the opening of the second one is, but I remember in the first one it's Annabelle. So you're not you do like a separate case, then you check in with your family, and then the Warrens eventually come in. So that's how it happens. You get really invested in the family. So here it's like, no, you're the people we're opening with. That's who we're staying with the whole time. And you're really gonna, this is the case you're following. And then Ed and Lorraine Warren are the ones who are gonna be having a hard time dealing with this case as well. And so the first 40 minutes, I'd say I was enjoying it quite a bit, actually. I was like, this is super entertaining. It's fun. It's really fun. And I was able to just get on board with how fictitious all this is. And visually, it's so, from beginning to end, visually, it's so well done. There's some really cool stylistic flourishes.
Beautiful
throughout.
Lighting, beautiful shadow work, beautiful framing, all that.
Yeah, it was really cool. And even the scene when he murdered the guy was pretty sweet in the way it was handled. It's really cool
really
to say.
Effective, yeah.
Sorry for those who care about the actual real life victim in this situation. But if I'm going through the discussion of just purely fiction, just as a movie,
just as a fantasy,
neatly done, it's really well handled and spooky. And when I never had a scene. See, that's what I mean. There were like moments that were a little tense. There were moments that were a little spooky and scary, or I watch it and go, that's cool. Like in the morgue. I thought that was cool how that was done. Or when the little boy's being carried away and then there's like scratches appearing on the wall at the beginning of the movie, or the contortion scenes. Those are all cool and intermittently cringy or scary, but there wasn't ever a full scene where I was just on edge. And I thought that the first 30 to 40 minutes were entertaining. Then it started to go into, I don't know, there were times where I was a little bit bored, but I couldn't really tell where. But the last like hour of this movie really started to lose me a lot. I was really starting to check out when it was now about their like, we can't make the real bad guy in real life be the villain. We got to sympathize with him. We're going to bring in a witch lady. and we're going to make witch lady this big spooky baddie. And, this is the daughter of this puller. I was like, this is just getting so contrived. It's getting
and convoluted,
Yes. It got too ridiculous for me. Again, on a movie that's trying to sell you that this is real, that this is based on true things. Let's remove that. If we remove that, I still think it's ridiculous. I still think it goes a little like way too out there. Like, you mean like this priest just happened to have this one daughter who's doing this, and then his little tunnel leads right to her altar? This is silly. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And Ed and Lorraine Warren are the main characters.
Yeah.
They are not the main supporting characters who are also the lead, kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp is the lead, but the character journeys are like Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. I don't know why my mind went there as the example, but that's what it is. And then in this one, that's how the other Conjuring movies worked. And in this one, they're the main characters, and I'm like, well, in terms of storytelling, you got to have a little bit of an arc or something like that. I don't know what arc is there for them? You know, it's like, how did this experience truly affect or change them? Was she mad about not living like their early days, so we got the gazebo for them? What's the journey here exactly? You know, I love hanging out with them, exploring them, and I think they're so fun. They're fantastic actors, and I love being with them. But as a movie itself, I do think that it is the weakest of the three Conjuring movies. I don't know where I'd rank it in the Conjuring universe. It's better than majority of their spin-offs.
Yeah.
I personally had more fun and enjoyed the third Annabelle movie more, because that one, this one I felt like was kind of at war with itself of what it really wanted to be.
Yeah, it's like you're going bonkers, but you're not allowing yourself the like unrestrained energy that going bonkers really requires if you're going to sell that, and again, not have it create dissonance with this whole sort of historical fiction aspect.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it did start to crest for me into, I started to think of an Insidious movie rather than a Conjuring movie at a certain point. And yeah, I feel like I'm with you overall. I think I might maybe enjoyed the experience of it a little bit more. Like, I think
that's usually how it goes.
I mean, yeah, like I think it's well done, and everybody on screen is really committed to the point that even scenes I don't like have something in them where I'm like, well, there's some really great filmmaking and really great performance work on display. But I can't really argue against the fact that it does, after a while, start to kind of couch and use the Arne story just as set pieces for spooky stuff to happen, and to enhance this element of like, oh, there's this crazy lady pulling all the strings, and look, Arnie's going through this while she's doing a ritual here. And you know, I feel like part of the charm of the Conjuring movies is to zero in on the victims to some degree, even if we are fictionalizing a lot of stuff, and you can argue for days about how respectful or not it is to do that. And I feel like here, though, it does, at least in a spiritual sense.
It pussies out.
Yeah,
like you should have committed to your Arnie storyline instead of like making me forget about this Arnie story.
Yeah, it's like, and
putting all the blame on this witch lady.
And I feel like you could have done all the bonkers, cool, fun, haunting stuff you wanted to, and still had a rich or at least conflicted character story surrounding Arnie.
Yeah.
Whereas after a point, after the first act, basically, it becomes the Warrens movie, and then he gets sidelined, and then Yeah, I feel like there are missed opportunities. Like, I would put this in the middle of the Conjuring franchise right now. Like, as a haunted house movie, big blockbuster, fright fest, I think it's a solid, good, enjoyable movie experience. But yeah, the spiritual side of just, how it's portraying itself and how it is, sharing the focus between all the storylines and yeah, like arcing any characters at all. Nobody really has an arc in this movie. I don't think, except for the cameraman gets to help out with the investigation a bit more.
See, like with Arnie, I was like, well, you could have is just an interesting exploration of something. Then, if you're gonna make him a character you sympathize with, he's clearly a religious man, and he clearly believes in the whole demon stuff, right? You could have had a thing where it's like he's having a conversation with girlfriend character. He's having a conversation with her and is saying that I was possessed. It wasn't me, but it was still at my own hands. So I feel like I should still maybe go to jail. I should still be sentenced because it was my own hands, and I need penance for that. And I can't live with myself knowing walking the streets that this man died in my own hands. Because I had an interesting line there of like, the devil went into me. I don't know if he said the devil. He's like, it went into me because I invited it into me. So this is still my fault.
Yeah.
Like, let's see some of some of those conversations. Then you could get something kind of interesting happening here, and then that way I think you can kind of do both sides of it. Of go, no, he's still responsible, but in this world of the movie, he's not fully responsible. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to get at?
You could make the argument much more nuanced and much grayer because, I don't know, I mean, like, if this story was notable enough to make a movie out of it all, it must have some compelling gray areas to it.
Yeah.
And it must have been a big struggle for the people close to this guy who have to take it on faith that he really was in some altered state. Like, I feel like you could have used some flesh to that, even especially for, his girlfriend whose little brother was possessed, in the prologue. And it I guess it started off with a flag because once the prologue was done, Arnie invites the spirit in. At first I was like, did he forget about that? Because when things reset and they go back to normal for a few minutes before he commits the actual murder and stuff like that, it seems like he forgot until he acknowledges, like, no, I invited the spirit in. And so I don't know exactly where I was going with that, but it feels like, there's some aspect that isn't fully like thought out or clicked in as to how they chose to handle him.
See, I think I hold the standalone Conjuring movies to a higher standard than the spin-off movies. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And I think most people do, for good reason.
Because you can rely on the ones called The Conjuring. All the other ones are a dice roll.
Yeah. And so, I mean, this one to me, that's what I mean. It's weird to me because when I look back at my time sitting here in the first 45 minutes or 30 to 45 minutes, I was enjoying it. I was having fun with it. But then something in that last hour, just not something, but some things. Like, while there was some intermittent stuff there that I was enjoying, when Ed and Lorraine Warren are separated, not a big fan of it. And then when it gets too big throughout, because I feel like the Conjuring movies, the other two at least, progressively get bigger as they go.
Yeah, it takes a while to get to the floating chair in the first movie, or the Crooked Man. The Crooked Man's ridiculous, but it takes a while to get there.
Oh yeah,
the second movie.
The Conjuring 2 has an insanely huge finale.
Yeah.
That's really big. Explosions and all. So, but they at least build there. Where here it's just kind of nonstop telepath communication, invasion of home, infection of the mind, manipulation of witch. Once you get supernatural witch villain in there, you've kind of gone a little overboard for my taste. Especially because the witch, the witch lady is not even scary. She's terrifying because oh, it's just a person. It's just a witch lady.
It's just some Satanist
person.
fanatic who is doing these rituals and casting these curses.
Yeah, we can stop this person. Whereas when it's a demon, you got to be I don't know how you figure this out.
Ed, Lorraine, do your thing, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't. I think that what they were going for and trying to build and expand upon, and I like the different direction initially of just taking them on the road, and then like them having to talk to cops and having to convince the cops that what they do is actually real, and like that one detective guy who just kept taking a skepticism gamble on them. It was interesting, but I still, even there, I'm like, not much. I mean, yeah, they got the connection and all that, but like there are threads here that I would have liked to have seen some type of tie-up or a bow around it with the detective, maybe, like really not just having credits or talking about the couple. Like, you made the couple of Artie and his girlfriend like a real couple in this movie. They're characters, and not just chalk it up to some like text about what happened in real life with them. Like, okay, let's I don't know, you see something, anything. Yeah, it wanted to just have there's a lot of stylistic stuff with the thrills and everything. I'm sure this is better than The Curse of La Llorona. I've never seen that movie, but I'm sure it's better than that. Yeah, it's like it just really depends on the standard you're comparing it to. That's the thing is, there are a lot of people who are like, it's better than a lot of other horror movies out there. True. Yeah. Very true. It's better than a lot of the Conjuring movies in the universe. True. That's very true. Does that mean I have to like it? No. And I don't. Overall, I thought like you just went too much into stupid territory for me in terms of storytelling. Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I think for me, like overall, a lot of the construction elements and the performance elements and like a lot of the talent surrounding the movie, I think is actually really good. There's a lot in here that, at least on a construction level, and even from a writing like regardless of a lot of the gripes, for what is here, I've seen way worse written movies in this franchise alone. Like it sells itself, I think, relatively well, but I do think that, there is a certain element of especially making it clear. It's like, we have a clear antagonist, and it's pretty A and B of we got to take this person out to solve everything. Yeah. And the rest of the world, if they don't see it and they don't believe it, then they'll convict this guy, whatever. But we know that, is a bit of a sort of a wacky thing to do with a story that is so grim and has, I think, more than perhaps the previous Warren stories adapted, people going, wait a minute, like this is real and grim. And it seems, like it doubles down on the amount of fantasy it wants to pitch you on for the amount of, this is true, they always do around these movies.
If they're like arguing demonic case possession, I'm like, you'd think they'd bring up all this witch lady stuff to them.
Yeah, because that just doesn't, nothing happens with that once they vanquish her. And so I'm like, what did this help in court? Did anything happen in court? Were you guys, like, did you... like what happened to actual Arnie aside from these these couple haunting moments that we saw? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess script wise, fine. There's nothing that popped out to me in terms of a script. I mean, I think the overall way the movie like the choices they made, just did a lot of it just wasn't clicking with me. But I never was there like going, what a stupid line of dialogue.
Yeah,
I never said that.
Yeah, I wasn't like, oh God, what wrote dialogue?
I've never had that moment.
Even if I wasn't always grooving on an idea, like the scenes breathed, they had enough, life and personality and chances for the actors to, really strut their stuff. We're gonna get a spin-off of that big old rotund zombie guy.
Are we?
No. This was the least spin-offable Conjuring, though, because I was like, and it's things like that. I'm torn because I'm like, on the one hand, I thought they made some cool stuff out of that sequence, and they got like this really big dude who I'm not used to seeing in this kind of set piece, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but in just what you're factually telling me at the moment is that this lady reanimated a zombie corpse to just charge at Ed Warren a bunch of times, and then she transported him out of the morgue and had it happen again.
The rules that you play by are very they're confusing when you think about it, and I think I forgot where I was going with that. I totally lost my train of thought. I think that, but you bring up a solid point about that. It's
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's like in the nuts and bolts of that in the moment. Yeah, it's like in the superficial, I guess. I'm like, oh, neat. That's interesting and new. There's a lot of I think that's the difference, I guess, for me is there's a lot of this movie I like superficially and a lot I take issue with subtextually.
That's my point. Is this is exactly what you're talking about? I think from what I'm seeing with my eyes and observation.
Yeah.
Of logistically and technicality of just seeing it, I'm like, cool. That's cool. Everything's really cool. It's good. Feeling wise, like how the movie makes me feel,
The impact
is almost. It ranges from amusing to kind of scared or cringy to that's cool to I'm bored to stupid. But I've never I don't know. There's the Conjuring 1 and 2 do bring like a grip out of me and
dread.
Yeah, and like there are scenes that are just so tense and then
chilling
and emotionally like the heart and this to me. The heart is there because Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are just amazing ass actors, and and like there are some scenes that I think are done well with the display of heart, but overall like the emotion given to me, I've like it was. I don't know. I never felt anything so. There's nothing I felt strongly about.
Yeah, and I think too, it's got to do with again going back to the Arne Johnson story. What occurred to me too is with all the other Conjuring movies, even in the midst of the hauntings, possessions, you get quiet moments where that's not happening at the moment, and we have
Ed playing guitar,
or even just a quiet moment between whatever mom and her kids or whatever.
Exactly.
Like those moments that then shock you, lull you into the heart of the story, and then enhance the shock when you're pulled out because you don't want to be pulled out by the demonic stuff, even though you want the thrills as a movie viewer.
Yeah.
And so we don't get that tension here. Is you get all the thrills, but there's not much after he commits the murder for us to be like, oh damn, I really don't want this lovely human moment to be interrupted by demons.
I think there's a lot of cool YouTube short films in here. Seriously, that's how I view it.
A lot of really great camera tricks.
The camera tricks, the whole thing with like the mirror stuff and the tunnel at the end.
Great,
that was great stuff. There's a lot of really cool like YouTube short films in this, jam packed in this movie.
This dude knows how to shoot his chilling moments.
Yes, but the overall feature, it doesn't quite make a solid package for me. I'd probably give it like a 60 to 65% if I were to give a grading scale out of 100, which is still passable technically.
Give it like a 73 on my tomatoes.
You're always higher. I mean, I don't think in the entire time we've done.
I give it a 40.
I've never heard you go
Give it a
lower
10.
than me in my time.
All right, that's my goal now. I mean, I'm not gonna
I gotta
lie.
find the movie that I like less than great.
I certainly probably enjoyed this at least a smush more than you did, but we'll find that movie.
I had fun because I'm here with you and able to crack jokes.
We've had movies.
But I think in a theater I would be more bored with this movie, to be honest, because I can't fucking just look at you and tell you what I think is dumb.
Yeah. And so in that environment, then when it's doing when it gets to that point where you're like, okay, we got some Conjuring stuff to do. I know what we're probably gonna have to do in the action, so I'm just kind of waiting for this conclusion to come up. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
having some wear in the theaters, maybe. But also, I could see this being a bit more fun with a crowd, depending. Because it does get bonkers. It does go like Insidious 2 on you.
Yeah, but it starts losing its effect.
Yeah, and the other thing is I like Insidious movies a lot, but at the same time I'm like, I don't... The point of James Wan having a different ghost franchise is so that this one isn't Insidious, It's not just R-rated Insidious.
All right, guys. Well, Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. What'd you guys think? Did you enjoy yourselves overall? I have fun watching it. I'm probably never going to revisit it. That's the honest truth. Yeah.
Now we're going to go watch Annabelle Comes Home.
I don't think I've never. I'm way more inclined to watch the first two again but I'm probably never going to watch this. I had fun for a while I was watching it. But leave your thoughts down below. Always interested to know what you guys got to say. And hey, let's do a. There's one man on our Patreon who likes horror.
It's Eric Horstman likes horror. Horrorstman is your new name. And if there's anybody out there who I would be A-okay possessing my body and taking it for a ride, it's you, Eric. I can't imagine where I might wake up after a demon possession brought on by you. I can't imagine all the fun I might have. I that's the way I would like to meet you, is if you possess my body, you get me to travel all the way across the country. He's in Georgia? Is he in Georgia?
Atlanta, yeah.
He's in Atlanta, Hotlanta, GA. That's where I'm going to meet you. We're going to sip some mint juleps or something. And, hey, if there's anyone you don't like, you should make amends with them. Because this is based on a true story, and I'm not going to joke that way. So, Eric, I hope you enjoyed this maybe a little more than we enjoyed it. And you're a beautiful, sexy man, and I love you, and I miss seeing we're never going to see you on the Stardust again. We'll see you here.
What the hell?
Elsewhere. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff to Eric.
Clearly,
Get out of here, Greg. This is just me and Eric's time.
It's like you're trying to have a conversation with
Yeah.
a son you don't know how to talk to right
You
now.
know, each shout out's a little different for me. Each one's a little off road, but Eric, you inspire me.
We're good
and this is what you
I think
inspired.
Eric's good now. Thanks, Eric.